Hello and welcome to Lesson 8 of English Chinese Characters, Compilation 1. Today we're going to go into some useful words. The first one is the word for want. And this is how you draw want. The part on top is this really uncommon radical, I guess, but I like it a lot because it's very iconic. It's actually the radical for stopper. Think of like a wine stopper, something that goes in something and stops it, closes it. So it's a stopper. I want, remember this greater character, I want to stop the wine. I want to save the wine so I can drink it later, right? Or there's a woman there, so you could say like, I want that woman. Or if it's a woman, the woman could say, I want you to stop, right? Stop. So those are different ways you can remember want. It's a cool character. The next word we're going to learn is kind of interesting. It's going to be the word for to. And I feel like the concept and use of to is so different in Chinese than English. So it's going to be one of those ones that like they're not always going to use it, and how we use it is going to be so different. But I think it's the closest thing to that they have. It also sort of means like often to like arrive at something, or to, so you know, we might end up making a variation of this character to sort of have another meaning. Unfortunately, there isn't a simplified and a traditional version of this. They didn't change it. That would have been really helpful to us probably. But yeah, it's to, and the radical is actually a knife. So you can think like cut to the chase, right? Cut to the chase with a knife, right? To. That's a knife. All right, great. And now this next character might look familiar to you because it's the same part in the pronouns he and she, and it represents to, like me too, or you know, with the meaning of also, to, T-O-O. So yeah, those are the two different twos. Well, we've learned all three twos now, right? Okay, great, we have all three twos down. So direct, right? Just like written English, the characters are different too. Day is tricky because there are two different ways to say day in Chinese, and both of them have a second meaning. So this character also can mean sky in Chinese, but it's not going to be sky for us. And their other word for day could also mean sun, right? So that sun and sky overlap with day in their, you know, language framework. For us, that's not how it works, but I just think, you know, this will suit our needs if we make this day. So can you read the sentence? I want to eat fruit too. I want to eat fruit too. Okay? And what does this say? They want to give us books. Cool. They want to give us books. And what does this say? She wants to take the chairs. She wants to take the chairs. The next word we're going to learn is the word for this. This has a radical on the left and bottom side. It kind of looks like this sort of like, I think of like a long cape or a gown, like whether it's Batman or some sort of royalty or just, you know, someone stepping on a bathrobe. So that radical is actually the radical for proceed, right, to go forward. And I think it makes sense because it kind of looks like this long robe moving forward. And so proceeding, maybe it's not semantically very, very relevant, but this word means this. So, you know, this ball, this chair, this fox. So this is the character for this. The character for that does not have the same radical. It has a different radical. This is how you draw that. And the part on the right side is actually the radical for city. So you can think of like that. It's somewhere far away. It's somewhere different from here. You know, that city over there. That, you know, neighborhood over there. And this is the character for some. It has a radical for stop. So this isn't the radical for stopper that we learned with want. This is just the radical for stop. Because I guess think of it as some, like, you know, we have some and then it just stops. The amount stops. We don't get more than some. Now, what do you think this means? So this means these. This is a totally invented character. I just put those two elements together because in Chinese they would basically say like this sum. You know, we need one character for our one-syllable word. Great, we're just going to put these components together. What's funny is I really think with this one, if you showed a Chinese person this and asked them to like, especially if they know like a little English, if you were like, what English word would this be? They would have to guess these. It's very, very apparent, which I like. So the next character is also an invented character. This is it. And of course it means those, right? Those. Very good. The next character we're going to learn is the word for what. And what has a person radical on the left, and then it has a 10. Okay? The next character we're going to learn is the character for who. This character has the words radical on the left. You see, right? It has the torch, the words radical, and then it has this long sort of prison. Like who's in prison, or who's there? Who are you hiding? Right? Who? Right? It's a blur to me. I want to know who. The next word we're going to learn is the word for where. It's actually the same as that, but there's a little mouth radical on the left side. You see? And again, it's one of those things, this happens in Chinese. Their character for that and where is so similar, not because the meaning's similar, but because to them the sound is similar, right? They would use a very similar sound, just the tone would change. Whereas with English, so cool, we can have a more fully logographic system. There's no connection with sound, right? But you can think of like, where is that, right? It kind of makes sense. And actually, probably the reason for why their words sound the same is probably because of the connection between those two concepts. Maybe, I don't know, don't quote me on that. But yeah, it makes sense. Where is that, right? And I'm speaking with my mouth, right? Great. The next character we're learning is the character for store. So it has a radical on the top and left that is the shelter radical, which makes sense because a store is typically inside or sheltered. It's, you know, kept safe. So yeah, that's the radical for shelter and the character for store, right? There's a thing in the store. So now what sentence is this? What does this say? What is that? What is that? What about this? Who is that? Who is that? What about this? Where are they? Where are they? Now we've come to the point of the lesson where we try to decipher an actual Chinese sentence, and here it is. So the translation of the Chinese actually is, you know, where is the book, right? But more fully in English Chinese characters, this would say book at. That's the character for at. Book at where in. So that would be the sentence structure they would use. Book at where in. That means where's the book. And so the English sentence, the actual English sentence version of that would look like this. Where is the book? Right? Pretty simple. So great, that was lesson 8. I hope to see you next time. And next lesson we're actually going to do an English conversation. I'm just going to sort of like give you a conversation bit by bit, and you're just going to read it all. You're not going to learn anything new, it's just going to be total review. But stay tuned for the quiz now, and good luck. Keep studying.